In the following tutorial, we will cover silhouette design basics. Silhouette design is a very powerful technique that you can use to begin to design your environments. Silhouette design is often used when creating characters. You may have seen Valve's Team Fortress character sheet. Each individual character, their form, their shape, and their overall visual appeal is very apparent. You can also tell who these characters are without having any detail. All you're seeing is the silhouette. So what we do first is we have a basic reference image and we pull a very generic looking cottage from this image, and then we simply paint over it and we create our silhouette. So this is what we start with, and then we duplicate this 9 times, and then we begin to explore each silhouette, and we begin to use various different silhouette design methods to start creating and designing the form, playing with shapes, and just trying to change the shape of each silhouette so it's more visually appealing to us. So here are the 6 steps that we're going to go through. The first one is additive and subtractive, which is painting and erasing. The second one is transforming. Using various transformation tools inside Photoshop, we take the image and the silhouette and we flip horizontally, and we use the transform function. We play with perspective, we distort, and we warp. Then we use the liquefy filter. Then we combine various of the above techniques, and the last one we use the copy and paste overlap method. So first thing I do is I collect references of what my environment asset is. Here I collected various cottage references. They include painting and some of the pictures that I took, and I compile them on one sheet inside Photoshop so I can see them all at once. And I usually do this when I collect references. I just create one single sheet and I put all the environment assets on them, one type of environment asset. Next, let's create a new canvas, and then we're going to start silhouette designing our cottage. So I'm going to go new, and I'm going to set width and height to 1000 and resolution 72. Click OK. So here we have a blank canvas. Next, I'm going to grab just a side view, copy it and paste it on here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to scale this up a bit, and I'm going to just paint over it. And what I'm looking for is I just want the outline, the silhouette of this basic cottage, and then we are going to take this and then we're going to silhouette design and push the design of this cottage further. So first I just want the generic outline of what we have in our image here. So, and you can use any other side view is preferable. Some of these third quarter view, or where you can see the perspective, they may work, or like here, this wouldn't really work for a good silhouette. So side view is best. So let me paint in the black. So I'm going to use just a hard brush and make sure my opacity is all the way up, and I'm going to change my color to black, and I'm going to make sure that I'm on a new layer. Here's my layers. So I have the imported image and just a new layer. So I'm just going to paint this in, and I'm not really worried about what the actual, if I'm going outside the lines. I just want to paint this in really quick and just keep true to some of these shapes. So here I have the silhouette painted in. I'm just going to turn off the layer, the photo layer, and then just kind of tweak a few things and just kind of tighten everything up. This will be the default silhouette of the cottage that I have. Here I have the side silhouette of the cottage. So this is the default. This is what we have from a photograph, and what I want to do now is I'm going to take this silhouette, I'm going to duplicate it numerous amount of times on my canvas. So here are my layers. I'm just simply going to take this and drag and duplicate it, and I'm going to increase my canvas size. I'm gonna increase this width to about 1500, and I'm just gonna spread them out So what I'm looking for is a canvas full of these silhouettes. So I can just merge these 3 layers down. I'm just going to duplicate them, going down once and going down twice. So here I have 9 silhouettes of the same cottage. Then I'm going to start painting in different design elements, and I want to have each silhouette to be different than the original. I'm going to push each silhouette design a little further than the previous one. So here I have my silhouette design sheet, and my layers include just single rows, so I can turn them on and off. So I'm going to focus on the top row first, and I'm going to leave the first one alone as the default. And then I can turn the rest of them off, so I can focus on each one and not pay attention to the other ones. And what I'm paying attention is the overall shape and the form of each silhouette. I'm going to push each design a little further than the previous one. I'm also going to look back at my reference sheet and just kind of notice certain elements in each cottage. So we have this protruding chimney on this one, a little design elements here, and I'm just going to look at this as a reference point and push each silhouette a little further. So I'm just going to paint right on top of it into the same layer. This is all about exploration. This is all about designing. I am just going to use one of these hard brushes. I'm going to increase the hardness to 100 because I want strong shapes. And I'm just going to start painting certain elements in here. Not so much worried about what those are, as much as just looking for interesting shapes here. And I'm really going, you can really go crazy here. You know, there's no wrong or right thing to do. And here I'm switching the colors by using X, and the key X just switches the 2 colors that you have, foreground and background color. And I'm just going to start painting them in. And again, don't worry about what each of these pieces are. You can figure that out later. And you can push the roof, include a couple elements like a chimney here, subtract. So using both additive and subtractive methods. And additive is when you paint the color in, and subtractive is when you paint color out. And just kind of really play around with different shapes. And I just spending maybe 4 or 5 minutes on each one, but not going any further. So here I have something a little different, and implies various other different elements to the cottage. And then so here's the default. Now it looks a little different. Your mind fills in the gaps. You know, this could be a chimney. This looks like a porch, another beam, a wooden beam here, a few broken pieces, just few shapes, and your mind starts to kind of fill in the gaps. So you don't have to figure out what this could be. And as you paint, your mind kind of, oh, this looks cool. Oh, this could be this. And that's the beauty of designing with silhouettes. So let's move on to the second one. And on this one, I'm just going to take this and I'm going to reverse. So here's another technique. You're using the same silhouette. I'm going to marquee select, hit Control T, right click, and I'm going to flip horizontal, and Control D to deselect. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to use the brush, and we're going to add and subtract certain elements from here. Kind of look back. I'm going to see there's a chimney. There's a few elements sticking out here. There's various pipes that I can include. So I'm gonna start kind of designing more. And again, I'm not really sure what this could be, but I'm not so much worried about it. So I'm going to do a couple of diagonal elements in here. Make sure that some of these elements are grounded. Paint this in, and I'm going to increase the brush size, and zoom out so I can see the shape. And just by zooming out, it allows you to see the overall shape, and you constantly want to zoom in, work a few areas, and then you want to zoom out. So let me zoom out. So here we have 3 silhouettes: original, a little different, and a little different. So first we use the subtractive and the additive elements of painting in. Then I used and I reversed the canvas of this particular third silhouette by simply highlighting the silhouette on the same layer, Control T, right click, and we can flip horizontal, we can flip vertical. So let's move on to the second row, and I'm going to do something a little different.